What's good, podcast world? What's good, YouTube?
Sixers are in trouble. I need a top five.
Man, let's get into best of the week, man. What's good, podcast world? What's good, YouTube? Back for another episode of Charge It to the Game Sports Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Rome. I'm joined by my co-host, as always, Big Z. Jay, we're without Jay again. He'll be back probably next episode, more than likely, man. But before we jump into it, as always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We're on all major platforms, wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. And obviously, we're on the YouTube page. But yeah, so if you missed the last episode, we chopped it up, man, with Darryl Armstrong, former point guard of the Orlando Magic, longtime NBA veteran. He's now the assistant head coach of the Dallas Mavericks. He came on, man, and we had a ball with dude, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Great show.
It's a great show. Make sure you check it out. You know what I mean? Like, he's a real dude. We chopped it up with him, talked about his career. We talked about Luka. We talked about some MJ stories. We talked about Bron. We talked about Bron versus MJ. You know,
16 years as a player in the NBA. That's
incredible. And like I said, the thing is, offense on the offense and defensive end. You know, he was one of them guys that was a hustler. And, you know, he had his incredible story. So make sure you tune into that. With today's show, got a great show for you guys today. We're going to be talking football, and football, okay? So we're starting off with the NFC North, all right? So Packers, Detroit Lions, Vikings, Chicago Bears, and then we're going to cover the NFC South. The only team in that division is the Bucs, you know what I mean? So, but nah, I mean, you got the shitty-ass Saints, you got Carolina, and then you got the Falcons, you know? But, yeah, that's what we're covering today. Going to division previews for the upcoming season, talking about the schedule for a little bit, what's the outcome. We're going to talk what win-loss total, our opinions on that, and we'll close out the show. But man, I wanted to chat a little bit about it. So I actually went down to Tampa for all my Bucs fans, man. Took a trip down to Tampa, man. Had to see my boys up live, close and in person, man.
What was that experience like,
bro? Yo, the stadium. I never been to the Bucs stadium. Like, just seeing the big ass. It's a nice ass stadium. Just seeing it going in, and the outside, the banner, world champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know it was that close to the fucking airport. You know what I mean? So we stayed not too far, you know, from the stadium. You know, the stadium right. There's a ton of stuff. I also didn't know there's that many fucking steakhouses in Tampa. It's like on almost every block, it was a steakhouse. You know what I mean? It was cool though. I ate well.
My kind of town. My kind of town.
If you like heat though, they got heat for you though. It's hot as hell out there. Yeah. You know,
you got to trade somewhere. Get the great steaks and deal with the heat.
Right. You know, walk it off. Eat like hell and walk it off. I guess that's what we did. But no, it was great. Sat down. Me and my boy D were front row, man, right behind the Bucs bench. Had probably the best seats in the house. Got to see Tom Brady. Trying to call and get in contact with Tom all night. He looked up in the crowd a few times, you know, act like he didn't hear us the rest. But and then I think that game actually they were playing the Titans, but we actually got to see Mike Evans, man. Mike Evans was cool. I think that was actually his birthday. You know, got some good tape on him, and yeah, man. I mean, it was a great experience, you know.
How about the young guys? Anybody stand out? Any surprise players you didn't anticipate? Just may make an impact.
Man, that I'm not gonna lie. I know it's preseason.
Yeah.
I mean, they look horrible. I mean, the offensive line looked just incredibly just bad. I mean, I know there were backups. These weren't the starters, but
yeah, half of them won't be there in a week.
Yeah, but I mean, a guy I guess that did jump out was on the defense. I seen him play special teams. I forgot his name. Has long hair, linebacker. I think he was like a 5th or 6th round pick. He was popping out the screen, made plays. He stuffed the run. He He is a small, undersized linebacker who was coming down here smacking folks. And then Jalen Darden, our speedy receiver. I was questioning why we drafted him. I see why. I mean, he's incredibly fast. He runs really solid routes.
Okay.
And I guess, he's like a Scotty Miller type at receiver.
With more speed.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's definitely faster than Scotty Miller. He's faster in person than he looks on TV. But he looks solid. And then Kyle Trask, at quarterback, you can see why he's a rookie. You can really definitely see why he's a rookie. And a lot of these rookies, he holds the ball too long, taking sacks, quarterback. You have to have a running clock in your head. You got to throw the ball away or get rid of it. He fumbled some snaps. But other than that, our guy, number 9, the defensive end, before we move on and talk some more NFL, Joe Tryon. I did see the explosiveness off the edge. He didn't really make a ton of plays, but you could also see him push the pocket, chop, dip, rip, get low.
Yeah, he'll help on special teams this year as a rookie. He'll make a big impact on the teams, definitely. And then third down rusher, that's what they're talking about.
I can definitely see that. I think you hit definitely him as a third down rusher and a rotational player. I can definitely see that. But he has a ton of speed. He's a big, tall guy. I didn't know he was that tall. Him standing next to Mike Evans, who's 6'5", he looked just as big as him. And William Golston and those guys who were like 6'6", 6'7". But, yeah, Joe Tryon looks solid. I can see why he was drafted in the first round. But other than that, my experience in Tampa was great. I got to meet our guy, man, John Superfan Blakely.
Family. Charge it to the game, family.
Yeah, man. Got to take a few pictures with him, man, and chop it up with him. He was a great host, and it was a great game.
Outstanding.
Yeah, man. But let's hop into it. I know you guys are probably sick of hearing about that shit, other than the Bucs fans. You know what I mean? But, let's talk about. So we're gonna get started with the NFC North, man. So the first team on the NFC North side. Let's talk a little bit about the Chicago Bears, man. So Z, man, I'm gonna throw it to you. I know I've been talking and rapping a little bit. So, what is your opinion on the Chicago Bears this upcoming season?
So, first question with the Bears is the quarterback position. Preseason, Andy Dalton has looked horrible. That might even be an understatement. Mitch Trubisky came in and looked like he was a Hall of Famer.
That was a revenge game. That was a revenge.
To Andy Dalton. And the key, when you contrast that with, it's Justin Fields, to me, I think has to start because their offensive line is just weak. And Andy Dalton was taking a beating. Justin Fields took a beating. He took a hit for his helmet.
He knocked his fucking helmet off. We was watching that game in the hotel room. And I can't remember. I was just sitting on the side of the bed. Next thing I know, hike. Guy comes on the blitz. Justin Fields doesn't see it. Bomb. Helmet off and everything. Knocked his headband off.
Welcome to the NFL, Justin Fields.
Literally, yeah.
That is going to be key. They just signed Jason Peters, who was with the Eagles for many, many years. But, yeah, tackle is the definite. Offensive tackle is a weak spot. Definite weak spot for the Bears. And if that's going to be a problem, maybe they want Andy Dalton to take the beating this year and have Justin Fields do a Patrick Mahomes redshirt year while Alex Smith had that 1 year in Kansas City. So they may be trying that. But on the other hand, the coach is on thin ice. The GM is on thin ice.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, Matt Nagy, man, this is a big year for him. So, for Bears fans, I know two Bears fans.
Okay.
The thing is, the Bears have a solid team, man.
Defense is great.
Defense is great. And the thing is, they have offensive weapons. I'll start with this. On the quarterback side of things, I think Justin Fields, I don't think you should start right away because I don't think you can just throw him to the Wolves. Like, just seeing that hit alone in preseason. Imagine if that's my guy, Devin White. Yeah. You know what I mean? He might be dead. All right. It's just crazy. Like I said, so just these guys hold on to the ball too long. You got to get rid of the ball. And that's one of the great things about Tom Brady. I'm not going to get into that until we get to the Bucs. But yeah, just getting rid of the ball. As far as offense, I do love their offensive weapons and their firepower, man. I mean, you got David Montgomery at running back.
Yeah, strong in the back.
Strong. You got Tyreek Cohen, who's a speedster from an HBCU. I think he went to North Carolina A&T or something. You got Allen Robinson, who's a very underrated receiver. You had Demir Bird, who was a former receiver of the Patriots. You got Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney had a breakout season last year. He's incredibly fast. I think they keep showing
Cole Kmet's a good tight end, big tight end.
Yeah, I mean, a good tight end, and he's young. And then you got Marquise Goodwin, who is a speed. I mean, he has Olympic track speed. Okay, so they have five. Their biggest thing, like you said, Big Z, is their O-line. If they can keep these guys upright, and having a mobile QB, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, as far as the defense, what are you thinking on the defensive side?
Defense are strong. I mean, there's no issues on the defensive side. They, defense will be stout. They gave up less than 17 points a game last year. Defensive line is strong against the run. Linebackers are good.
Yeah.
The Bears are going to come down to the offensive line. If the offensive line can block, and then quarterback play. If it's Andy Dalton who's going to start, how big of a hole is Andy Dalton going to put them in? If they start out 0-4 and then they panic and throw Justin Fields in there, that's their season.
Right. So, I mean, I think with the Bears, with the Bears in this division, man, if Aaron Rodgers was not coming back, they would have definitely been my favorite. Because to be honest, the Packers are not very much. They're not much without Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I'm gonna get to the Packers later, and that's just my opinion on it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, the Bears defense is one of the best in the league. You got Khalil Mack, who's a top 5 edge rusher in the league. You got Akeem Hicks, who's a top 10 defensive tackle in the league, and a pocket presence and a double team instant threat. What you got? Goldman, Eddie Goldman on D line. I mean, he's a great guy many casuals might not know about him, but he's a great defensive tackle and a nose tackle. You got Roquan Smith at linebacker, Jalen Johnson at corner, who's a young corner, Eddie Jackson at safety. I mean, their defense is solid. It's just a matter of, what's going to happen. What can their offense do? How many points can they score? If they can get to 20 points per game or close to around there, the Bears can be dangerous. What is their over/under on the season? Do we know?
7.5.
7.5, man, in that division. For me, it's simple for me. I say over.
I do too. Especially if Fields plays, I like the over. He's a difference maker. He can avoid the rush, and then he can make splash plays. If Andy Dalton is the starter and basically throws away the first 4 games before they put Fields in, then that might be an issue. But if Justin Fields starts, he gives them a weapon at quarterback. Because they can run the ball. It's going to be short passes because, I mean, they drafted Jenkins, offensive tackle, in the first round from Oklahoma State, who's a big tackle. He's got to be ready to jump in and play, and he's got to play. I mean, they're going to put him at left tackle as a rookie. And so
I hope he can move his feet because, I mean, I'm telling you, a lot of these guys, where they struggle, when you play in that left tackle spot, you got to move your feet. You got to be agile. Some of these left tackles, I'm telling you, if you meet them up close and in person, because I know some of these guys, they don't have a big ass belly. They're just big, solid guys. They're incredibly mobile, agile,
quick
all
feet.
Of those things. Yeah, quick feet. But yeah, like I said, it's easy for me. I'll take the over with the Bears with the 7. I just, not even looking at their schedule. I mean, I just think the Lions are going to suck. I'm not going to spend long on them, and I think they can split with the Packers and the other team in the division, Minnesota. I think they can split with them or sweep them. That's just my opinion on it. But let's move on, man. Let's talk a little bit about Detroit. Like I said, Detroit fans, I'm sorry, man. I just don't know what to say.
Let's start. Low expectations. Over under is 4.5 for Detroit.
Come on, Detroit.
And I'm leaning under.
Yeah, I'm leaning under, and like I said, we'll start there. I'm leaning under But when I look at their offense, I mean, they have some weapons and they have some players. But where they get me at is this coach. I just don't know about this guy, man. I mean, the guy started off with his interview. What is he talking? We're gonna grind you into the ground. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna get up again. We're gonna get punched in the face. We're gonna die. We're gonna wake up, come back to life again. I'm like, yo,
Dan Campbell.
Yo, like, okay. I mean, if that's your coach, Detroit. You feel me? But I mean, as far as the offense, they got some weapons, man. I'll be
start
honest.
with Jared Goff at quarterback, new quarterback.
I like Jared Goff. I mean, he gets a lot of flack from some guys. Look, he's not Matthew Stafford. Rams fans. Yeah. I mean, that's why they traded for him. He's a very good quarterback, man. He's solid. He's an NFL starter. He's like a Jameis Winston almost, man. Even though Jameis to me has a lot more upside because he has that cannon for an arm. I think he's a little bit more mobile, but once he understands the game, he'll be good to go. And I have high hopes with James after seeing him. But I ain't gonna talk too much about the Saints. But yeah, Jared Goff, I like Jared Goff. The running back, Detroit has never really even had a rushing attack, to be honest, in years since Barry Sanders. But you got
they did play the Steelers last week, and they were competitive against the backups.
Against the backups.
Because I was watching the game, Steelers were up 23-0, third quarter. I turned it off, and the final score was 23-20. So they scored 20 points in the fourth quarter.
On the backups.
Future bus drivers of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Where's your guy Spillane? Your guys, I know you hate him.
Probably.
That's why.
He's good on kickoff team. That's where he belongs. Just keep him on punt team and kickoff team, and keep him off my defense. As long as he's off my defense, he's good on special teams.
Well, yeah, Detroit, man. You got Tyrell Williams, who's a veteran receiver. Brashad Perriman, who's a speedster, former Buccaneer. Played with the Jets. Amon St. Brown.
DeAndre Swift from Georgia running the ball.
Yep, DeAndre Swift. You got TJ Hawkinson is really good. Man.
Good tight end.
Really, really good. And then you got, Penny Sewell. Penny Sewell is incredible, bro.
He's good.
He's going to be one of those guys, in my opinion.
Felt bad for him in the preseason game because the Steelers' backup end is Melvin Ingram. So he had
how did he fare against him? He had Melvin.
Yeah. And then so you discount that. As soon as Melvin went out, they brought in Marsh, and he dominated Marsh. I was hoping he dominated so bad. I was hoping Marsh would get cut.
They cut him.
Yeah, because I was like, let's end this Cassius Marsh experience because I'm done with it.
Yeah. I mean, on the offensive line, they got Penny Sewell, they got Frank at center. And on the defensive side, they did make a trade for Michael Brockers. They got Deshaun Hand, who's a really solid pass rusher. Nick Williams on the D line, and then Trey Flowers,
good player.
Really good player. I mean, they got Jeff Okuda, who's a young guy at corner. They don't have enough to me, and I'm not sold on this coach, But you said the over? What we said the over under? I said under
4.5.
4.
It's 4.5. So I'll take the under is plus 120. I would take the under 4.5. Take that plus money and go.
Yeah, I agree, man. I just don't mess with that. But let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about the Minnesota Vikings, man. Minnesota Vikings, man. Very disappointed in the Vikings.
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. I mean, I thought the Vikings were gonna be pretty solid, but it just showed that their offensive line cannot pass block. They're great at run blocking. You got Dalvin Cook, who's he's a top 5 running back, depending on, some people put him at 2, 3, 4. You got Dalvin Cook. He's incredible, man. You got Kirk Cousins. Like you said, Kirk Cousins at quarterback, man. I don't know.
That's the key.
I mean, yeah. I mean, for all these teams, really, it's quarterback. That's why we talk about it so much. I mean, you got to put up points at the end of the day. You can't beat teams in today's NFL 10-3 anymore. It's just not going to happen. But yeah, for the Vikings, I do like their weapons, though. I do like Justin Jefferson. He's really good. Adam Thielen is
Pro Bowl
really,
rookie
really
season
good.
for Justin
Yeah.
Jefferson. Which is really
Yeah. He came on the
made
scene.
made him not miss Diggs.
Yeah. To be honest, yeah. And I think Diggs did for sure didn't miss them. You know what I mean? He elevated himself to arguably the second best receiver in the league. Arguably. You know what I mean? I know he's top 5. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. But
what a quarterback could do for you.
I know. He had a heck of a year in Buffalo.
And then he got his quarterback paid. Josh Allen got paid thanks to Diggs from last year.
Yeah, he did. I mean, it's gonna, like I said, you got to give these guys weapons, especially these young QBs. But for Minnesota, I do like Adam Thielen. He's a great receiver, very underrated. You got D.D. Westbrook, who you brought in from the Jacksonville Jaguars. A lot of people might not know him, but I'm pretty sure you'll find out now.
He was good at Oklahoma, so Oklahoma fans remember him.
Yeah, I'm just saying some casual fans and like, who's that? But Vikings, their biggest thing will probably be O-line on offense. Defense, they got Danielle Hunter, who's a speed rusher off the edge. Michael Pierce, former Baltimore Raven, he's one of the best defensive tackles in the league. They did bring in Delvin Tomlinson from the Giants. Really solid guy. Yep, really good pickup.
Yeah, Sheldon Richardson is back in Minnesota. After making the former first-round pick for them.
Yeah, I mean, so he's back in the building. They're a guy that they're probably familiar with. And then you got Eric Kendricks at linebacker. Eric Kendricks, one of the best linebackers in the league.
And they added Patrick Peterson. And adding Patrick Peterson in corner can make a difference. And Rashad Breeland. Solid corners.
Yeah, really solid corners. I like the Patrick Peterson pickup. Rashad Breeland is solid. You got one of the best safeties in the league, and Harrison Smith will come down here and smack you. He'll knock your helmet off. You feel me? And he makes plays in the box and pass coverage all over the place. And then you got Anthony Barr. We'll see how they fare this season. I don't expect them to really do much. I think the coach is ultimately going to end up getting fired. Who's their coach again? Mike Zimmer.
Yeah,
he's still with them. He's
still with them. They lost their offensive line coach because he refused to get a vaccination, and so
he was
left
one of those
right before the season started.
Yeah, I'm not really expecting much from Minnesota. I'm sorry. Their first game is the Sunday, the 12th, 1 p.m. against the Bengals. That might even be a tough win. For them. But what's their over/under, Z?
So over/under for the Vikings is 9.
Ooh, they got the Vikings at 9?
9.
This might look, for my betting guys, write this down. Yeah. Vikings ain't winning no fucking 9 games.
I was thinking under 2.
I'm telling you, like that's one of my, when we get into our bets for the NFL season, you know what I mean? Like who's going to NFC Championship, Player of the Year, all that stuff. This is one of my bets. I'm not going to put a ton of money on it. I'm going to put a solid amount. The Vikings will not get over. You said 9?
9.
Oh my God! I can't even. No, I can't see that. I'm taking the Vikings under 9. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm under. Definitely under. Way under.
Yeah, I don't like that one. I mean, thank you NFL. That's more money in my pocket, bro. But let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about Green Bay. So Z, how you feeling about Green Bay, man? Lost in the NFC Championship.
Class of this division, in my opinion, really. Well, caveat: if Aaron Rodgers doesn't get hurt.
Keyword.
Something happens to Aaron Rodgers.
Something happens to Aaron, you can cancel Christmas. You feel me? But Aaron. So Aaron, after all of this stuff, I support Aaron, man. In my opinion, this is a quarterback driven. You got to let this guy do what he wants. You know what I mean? Like look at Tom Brady. You know what I mean? He came in. He said, "This is what I want. This is what's gonna happen." Head coach. He's still the coach. He took a back seat, and even the general manager.
And then the worst luck for Jordan Love, he would have finally got to play some preseason games, and he's hurt. He hadn't played at all.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, these guys, these casual fans, they think, oh, Jordan Love's going to be great. I'm telling you, he's really like a young rookie QB, like a Kyle Trask. Yeah. He's going to hold the ball too long and get sacked. I'm telling you, that's the biggest thing with these rookie QBs. Now, if you look at a guy who's doing great in the preseason, I don't want to spend too long on it because I want to talk about Green Bay, like a Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson looks great. My guy is out there killing, gets rid of the ball quick. Mm-hmm. New York Jets fans, once we get to you, I mean, y'all guys might make the fucking playoffs. I mean, that seems far-fetched, but
their defense has taken a hit. They've lost like 3 or 4 guys off that defense to injury, out for the year already.
It'll be all right. It'll be all right. But let's talk a little bit about Green Bay, man. So they got Aaron Rodgers back. This is pretty much the same team as last year, man, with addition of a few pieces. You got the great Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, Aaron Jones at running back, Devontae Adams, who's to me the best receiver in the NFL, hands down, in my opinion. You got him. You got Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who's a guy that Aaron Rodgers made to me.
Tanyan is a good tight end. He's a real strong tight end.
I think he's good. But see, the thing is with the Packers, I don't think people understand. A lot of these guys Aaron makes looks good. There's a ton of these guys, even in the past, like a Jordy Nelson. What did Jordy Nelson do when he left Green Bay?
Like Raiders.
But it's just like that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of these guys that Aaron has made look good. Like Tanyan's one of those guys. If he goes on another team, you know, he'll start because he did put up good numbers, but he's not really going to do much. But Green Bay, they're looking pretty solid. I mean, the old lineman, David Bakhtiari, he's one of the best tackles in the league.
And so, I mean, they'll have a new center, Josh Myers, former first-round pick. So that's
that's big because they let go of a Pro Bowl, all-pro.
Yeah,
he was an all-pro.
Signed with Kansas City.
How does he look?
Lindsay.
You know? Okay.
No, Myers is a big guy, former top pick, so he's finally going to get a shot.
Okay.
So we shall see. From Ohio State, really solid lineman, but he hasn't really. He was playing behind a Pro Bowl, all Pro player. I mean, so this is going to be
big, gigantic shoes to fill in the center
Myers,
of the line.
Hold up, Myers is a rookie from Ohio State, second-round pick, so he's going to start as a rookie.
Yeah, they got high hopes for the guy. I mean,
he's big, but yeah. So they're in the same boat as the Steelers, starting rookie at center.
I know, and the thing is, it's scary because it's either hit or miss. Because if you're the center, I mean, you're dealing with big ass, huge guys like a Michael Pierce or a Vita Vea or a Cam Hayward. Like those guys, Aaron Donald, they'll kill you. You know what I mean? Like you will have a short career if you go against these guys every play. But we'll see how that shakes out. Don't keep an eye on that. On defense, you got Big Kenny Clark. You got Preston Smith and Zaire Smith, the brothers at the outside linebacker / rush positions. On the inside, you got Devontae Campbell, who's a solid guy, and Chris Barnes. And where's the other guy? I forgot his name.
So their DBs are their weakness. I mean, from the NFC Championship game, Exhibit A, between King and Alexander, Tom Brady took advantage of them over and over and over.
It's King. Yeah. I mean, Jair is a great corner. He's one of the best in the league. But now Kevin King, is that the guy that gave up the touchdown before halftime?
Yeah.
From Scott. How does he still have a job? Miller. How does the guy still have a job? Like I'm telling you, like I remember the play where I was like, okay, ain't nothing that time gonna knee on the ball and go to halftime. I turn around, oh my God, Scotty Miller. I'm like, what the fuck? You give up a corner of the end zone. You gotta let the guy get a touchdown in the corner in the end zone. Yeah. You know what I mean? If the Bucs don't get that touchdown, we're in trouble because Aaron got hot in the second half. He got literally everything he wanted, So Bucs fans, count your blessings in that game because I'm telling you, I was sitting there. I mean, we got it to the big lead, and then Aaron Rodgers was like, fuck this shit. I'm calling my shit. You feel me? But
that was brutal. I mean, they attacked him and attacked him and attacked him. And Brady, once he sees a weakness, he hammers it over and over and over. And I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, that's what he does, man. That's why he's a great QB. But as far as for the Packers, man, they're going to be in the thick of things. They're going to be one of the best teams in the NFC, in my opinion.
So 10 is their number.
10?
Yes.
A solid 10.
Solid 10.
With an extra game? Oh, my God. That's a bet for the year. For you guys take the Packers. Yeah. Take the Packers over 10 games.
I don't think 2 games versus the Lions.
That's 2.
Given 2.
Yeah, and then you got to play Minnesota. I mean, I think that's 2. I mean, Kirk Cousins versus Aaron Rodgers, that alone, and then you got to rely on the Bears.
Andy Dalton versus.
Yeah, Andy Dalton. You know, even Justin Fields. Yeah. I mean, that's a potential 6 wins right there. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the bets of the year for me. Once we get into the episode, Packers over 10 wins. Like I said, so I hope you guys been starting to save.
They start the season at New Orleans, and then they go to Detroit, at New Orleans, Pittsburgh at home. That's their first 4 games.
I mean, the 49ers is an L. They're playing at San Francisco, and San Francisco.
Jimmy G has looked. Ugh.
It don't matter, bro. I'm telling you, Kyle Shanahan ain't fucking around. I'm telling you, the 49ers.
Aaron Rodgers going home.
Yeah, going home. But yeah, he's gonna get beat up. I mean, that defensive line is back now in San Francisco. But
yeah, that's a tough back-to-back because they go at San Francisco and then Pittsburgh.
They're at home with Pittsburgh. So.
Yeah. But then the rest of the schedule is way over. I mean, if you look at it, they're going Detroit, San Francisco, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Chicago, Washington.
The Washington's gonna be tough. That's not Lamar cakewalk. But I mean,
at home though, they got
Arizona. I mean, them with Arizona, I think that's gonna be Kansas. They play Kansas City. That's gonna be. Packers fans, salty Packers fans are gonna be like, "Oh, that was supposed to be us in the Super Bowl. Let's see how you fare against them." You know what I mean? So, but I take the Packers over the 10. Let's move on and talk about the NFC South, Big Z. So first team on tap for the NFC South, man, Atlanta Falcons. I ain't gonna spend long on them. I ain't gonna lie to you. They're in really a rebuild mode. You know, that's just my opinion.
So Falcons, they add Kyle Pitts, which rookie first-round pick, is going to make a big impact. On the defense, I mean, they did lose Julio Jones. That's a major loss to that offense.
It is.
They were 4-12 last year. So
more the same this year.
Yeah, so losing Julio is a huge chunk of that offense. He was Matt Ryan's favorite receiver for a super long time.
Yeah.
So now they got Calvin Ridley and Kyle Pitts basically as their go-to guys on offense. They did lose also Austin Hooper, the tight end, who was solid for them last year.
They just paid him big money, right? Why did they?
Yeah.
Well, I guess they let him go. Would they trade?
No, the Browns paid him and took him. So he's a free agent and he signed with the Browns.
That's right. Okay, got you. Well, yeah, I mean for Atlanta, the receiving core is pretty weak. When I look on, other than my guy, man, Calvin Ridley. If you're a casual guy, turn on the tape with Calvin Ridley, man. I mean, this guy is one of the best receivers in the fucking league.
And been like that since Alabama. He's always been like that.
I mean, this boy, he might be one of the best. He might be he's in conversation with as one of the best route runners in the league between Diggs and Ridley.
And I like Keenan Allen. Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh, they'll make you look real bad. Those are the top 3 route runners in the league, man. Calvin Ridley's incredible.
And Hopkins too. Out in out in Arizona is special.
I don't know what Hopkins with the route running though. He's one of the best, but as far as like
I,
route running,
I can't get that D Hall play out of my head where he shook D Hall and broke his ankle.
I think I shared that in the Chargers in the game group. He was talking big trash to him. He sat his ass down.
Look, that man grade A route running right there. He's all. That's all I need to see.
D Hall was old though. That's when they. I don't know why they had that man lined up the corner on that play. He was at that stage in his career. He was a safety, and then he just made him look real silly. You know what I mean? He knocked him out of his. He almost fell out of his fucking cleats. That's how bad it was. But for Atlanta, I mean, you know, I mean, you got Grady Jarrett on the defensive line. He's one of the best defensive tackles in the league. Other than that, I don't really see a lot on the defense. You got I mean, they don't really have much. You got Fabian Moreau, who's a old corner from Washington. He was okay. You got some fast linebackers. You got a Madden linebacking core. You know what I mean? If you know how to play Madden, I stopped playing that shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, you got a good Madden team on defense. Let's say that. But what's their over under for the Atlanta Falcons?
7.5.
Under. What you got?
Yeah, I'll go under as well. They blew so many leads last year.
Man, yeah,
I mean, so many big leads that they were the king of the fourth quarter collapses.
That's what they do. I mean, them and like Dallas teams like that. And then they play. Well, the NFC South plays the NFC East. I mean, they probably gonna struggle with the sorry Eagles. I mean, they played them week 1 at home, you know. But yeah, I just don't see a way in which they get to 7 wins in Atlanta. I'm sorry, but let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about the New Orleans Saints, man. So, Saints fans, you know, I'm not gonna be biased. I still do not like the Saints. You know what I mean? Y'all was talking all that trash last year. You know, you had the Bucs number during the regular season, all this and that, talking all that trash. Tom Brady's first game with the Bucs, week 1. You know what I mean? Talking all this trash all season long. And then ultimately lose in the playoffs. You know, game I was at, you know, sitting there seeing you guys calling for Jameis. There were some guys in the crowd calling for Jameis instead of Drew Brees throwing these.
Didn't he come in and throw that deep touchdown?
He threw a touchdown. Yeah. He threw a little play, a little wraparound play, and then Jameis throws a bomb to a wide open, was it Smith or whatever. Yeah. But I mean, there were really guys in the stands calling for Jameis because they hated Brees. The story was out on him. He could only throw under 10 yards. Even Michael Thomas said it. I think he said like some backhanded compliment. You know, he was talking to somebody, was like saying something like, "You only could guard me because I had a quarterback that couldn't throw over 15 yards." And it was true. You know, we could all see it. You know, that guy. I don't know what happened to his arm, but
so you.
Oh, what did you say?
What are your thoughts on that? Because to me, has Jameis won the quarterback job in New Orleans over Taysom Hill?
Yeah. I just bet on the Saints in a preseason game the other night. It was against the Jaguars. Shoot, the Jaguars suck in preseason. This is how bad they're gonna suck. I don't know if they're gonna win a game. You know what I mean? But yeah, for the New Orleans Saints, man, I'll be honest, they're gonna be a tough out, man. I mean, the thing is with Jameis. If
he cuts down on the turnovers, if he doesn't throw picks.
But the thing is, the reason why Jameis went to New Orleans is to be tutored and mentored by Sean Payton. If there's one guy, Sean Payton is an offensive genius, man. He's annoying, but I mean, what he does works. I wouldn't write off the Saints, man. They're probably still going to be a playoff team. Bucs fans, you're still going to have to strap up your chin strap and play this game, man. I'm telling you. You've had a quarterback that's been in the building. He knows, you know, the weaponry. He knows the plays and all of this and that. And then you got a guy. He can throw with the best of them. It's all between here with Jameis, man. He has the cannon for an arm. It's just a matter of him just simplifying everything. But the weak spot on the Saints is that receiving core, man. I mean, you had a receiver, Michael Thomas, who's going to be out for a long time, right? Oh, he must have come out. But yeah, I mean, Michael Thomas.
4 weeks. He's out for 4 weeks.
Yeah, he's gonna be out for a while. So your receivers are gonna be Traquan Smith, Marquez Callaway.
Now they did sign Kevin White, West Virginia former West Virginia great former first round
dude
pick.
is trash. Dude is trash. He's a combine player. Like, dude, I remember when he came out. Dude ran like a 4.2 or something crazy. Yep.
Number 8 pick, the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, look what he's done. He's been on and off rosters, but I mean, he has incredible speed, and that's it.
This is probably his last chance with the Saints. And then, of course, last game he dropped 2 passes. First 2 passes he dropped in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But I mean, the thing is with the Saints is just who you're going to throw the ball to, because the thing is you're going to have all day to throw.
I need something more than Kamara. Because it's Alvin Kamara left, Alvin Kamara right, Alvin Kamara out the backfield, Alvin Kamara lined up out wide.
It's the whole team. It's like the Carolina Panthers, just in a different
McCaffrey. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, so for them, New Orleans, like I said, their offensive line is one of the best in the league. You got Tyron Armstead, you got Andreas Pete, you got Eric McCoy, young guy. Cesar Ruiz and Ryan Ramczyk, who's probably one of the top. He's the top 5 O linemen in the league. Their O line is nothing to be played with, and Jameis has a cannon for an arm behind it. It's just a matter of can these guys catch the fucking ball and get open. On defense, they're bringing back the same solid defense. I mean, their defense was solid last year. Yeah. They did let the guy go. I forgot. Was it T.J. Hawkinson or something? Not Hawkinson. Hendricks or something.
Yeah, Hendricks.
Yeah, he got the big contract. But he wasn't that great. I mean, a lot of his sacks were like quarterbacks holding. He doesn't have speed and power and all of those things you look for in the edge rush. He was just a guy. He's gonna go to Cincinnati, get his money, and he ain't gonna really do much. You ain't gonna hear from him. Cameron Jordan at DN. You got was it Albert Huggins,
Marcus Davenport, solid every year linebacker for them. And then they got Quan Alexander there too, strong linebacker.
Yep, Quan Alexander's really good, former Buck. Demario Davis, as much as I hate him because my man talks so much trash, he's a really good player, man. It's just like every time we play the Saints, he's always barking at somebody and does this little dumb celebration like he's kicking down a door or some shit, him and Cam Jordan. Those are 2 guys that I hate but respect because I see that the work that they be doing out there.
Who was the guy? Gardner Johnson, the safety who's always getting in fights.
Yeah. I mean, do they still have him?
Yep, he's still there, but he's behind Malcolm Jenkins now. Malcolm Jenkins is listed as a starter.
Yeah, but he'll play at some.
Gardner Johnson is still there.
Yeah, so they got him.
The instigator.
And then you got Marshawn Lattimore. Marshawn Lattimore is one of the best corners in the league.
Oh yeah.
His battles with Mike Evans. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, he plays Mike well, man. If there's one thing about Mike don't want you to get too physical with him. He likes to get physical with you, but I mean, what Marshawn does, he brings the fight to you. I respect that because even in all the games I've watched, man, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, I know Mike Evans is a great player, and Mike Evans he cooked him in the playoff game. He got the little slant route, and he caught it, and he held it up over Marshawn's head. But up until then, man, it's tough.
Issue's going to be the other corner position because when you're looking at the 3 guys that got battling for the other side, that's the weakness. Knowing Tom Brady, he always finds the weakest corner like a surgeon, and he's attacking him all game. He doesn't care about nobody else. Where's that dude at? Where's he
at? As it stands right now, their other starting corner is Ken Crowley and Nitro Jamerson. Those are 2 backups. You know what I mean? So there are 2 backups. The backups that are going to be forced to play a big role in the starting corner spot. So you can only imagine who the slot corner is going to be. But the thing is, the Saints, they have a really good linebacker core and a really good defensive line. You're not going to have a ton of time to throw.
I think P.J. Williams just retired. The backup quarter they had there.
Did it?
He retired a couple weeks ago.
Man, I guess he didn't want to. Yeah, he's like, damn, Tom came in, man. I don't know. I don't want to see this guy. But what's the over under, Big Z for the Saints?
For the Saints, over under is 9.
9, huh? That is tough. That is really, really tough. That is a tough number with the Saints. If we're 8, I would say definitely over. Now 9 with the extra game, I guess you can still say. I would say over with the Saints with the 9, man. I mean,
it's going to be the quarterback. I mean, the Jameis Taysom combination.
Taysom sucks. I didn't even talk about him. I mean, I ain't talking about for a reason. I mean, his biggest thing is just coming in and
running the ball.
Running the ball. My man runs a 4. He runs a 4-3 or 4-4, whatever he runs, and he's big, fast, and all of this stuff. My man can't throw the ball at all. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'll take the over. What do you got? It's a tough number, man.
Yeah, it's the key is going to be the quarterback position because their schedule is not easy. I mean, they start off with Green Bay, Carolina, at New England. They're at Washington. They're at Seattle. Those are not easy games. And then Tampa twice.
Buffalo. They play at Buffalo at home.
Yeah.
And then we're playing the NFC East this year. So what if Dallas is really good? What if Washington's gonna be pretty good? You play Tennessee. They played the Titans this year.
It's not an easy schedule.
Damn. Matter of fact, looking at it, this shit look like under. Matter of fact, I'm sorry. I'm going under. I'm sorry.
It depends. If Jameis turns into comeback player of the year, that might be a good bet. Is that take a chance on Jameis comeback player of the year?
That's tough, man. Ah, my God. I don't know, man. I mean, like I said, if I had to pick,
Jameis came in looking like Florida State Jameis.
But now the thing is, with Jameis, if you just have to calm him down, you can't have him think too much. You know what I mean? Sean Payton's gonna be like, look. If it's not there, throw the fucking ball away, guy. Like, I don't have time for this.
I got an itch. I can fit it in there.
Yeah, you can't be Brett Favre out there, man. But I mean,
can't change.
Yeah,
you could say he's confident in his throwing ability.
Man, the Saints' schedule is tough, man. Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. Let's talk a little bit about Carolina before we move on with the Bucs, man. So, Carolina Panthers, man. How you feeling about them this upcoming season?
So they play the Steelers next in preseason, so I'll get a good look at them next game. But it's the Sam Darnold experiment. Sam Darnold in a quarterback. So that is, can he resurrect his career in Carolina?
I mean,
that's the key.
He has
Bridgewater won the job in Denver.
In Denver,
start in Denver.
Good job, Teddy. I mean, the thing is, it's not hard to beat my guy Drew Luck. You feel me? I mean, Drew Luck. I mean, he's just not an NFL star. He's a backup. He might go somewhere else and shine. Maybe it's just the program or where he's at. But yeah, for Carolina, like you said, I think Sam Darnold. We're gonna see what it's about. I mean, Christian McCaffrey's back. He's healthy. He's one of the best running backs in the league. They drafted Chuka Hubbard, the Oklahoma State running back. So that just tells you right there, man. I mean, they're going to be running the ball. I mean, Chuka Hubbard, he reminds me a lot of my guy with the Colts, Jonathan Taylor. I don't think he's as good, but he reminds me a lot of him. Chuka Hubbard's a really good running back, so like a 1-2 punch.
Chuba.
And then
Chuba.
Yeah,
almost
or
like
whatever.
Chewbacca.
You're lucky I'm even saying his name right now. Damn, rookie. How about Hubbard? How about that? But, I mean, their receiving core is legit, man. I mean, you got Roby Anderson, and then you got DJ Moore. You got Terrence Marshall. Terrence Marshall was a rookie, right?
So he is a rookie this year from Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, he's a really good player. I mean, their receiving core, they let my guy with Curtis Samuel go to Washington. They replaced him just like that. For Carolina, they got offensive weapons. Their O-line is where it's going to fall down. I mean, your best guys was Tyler Moton. who's a really good guy. Matt Pretis, the center, is pretty solid, but they're not great. You know what I mean? So if they really come with the pressure, these guys ain't gonna really block nobody. And we saw what Sam Darnold though was he got pressure. It's like, it's like the Jets all over
Panic
again.
City.
Well,
but he reunites with Robbie Anderson from their Jets days.
Yeah.
So they've got some connection there.
Yeah, and then on the defensive side, you got some solid pieces. You got
D-line is strong.
Very strong. Brian Burns, Derek Brown, young guy, Morgan Fox, former Ram. Daquan Jones at D tackle. Shaq Thompson, who's really good. They brought in Hassan Riddick at linebacker.
From Arizona former first round pick from Tampa.
Yeah, I mean, he's really good, man. Shout out to him for getting his money, man. Hitting free agency and grabbing his money. And then he got Dante Jackson.
J.C. Horn, first round pick. So Joe's son.
What's your opinion on him, man? J.C. Horn.
I love him. From South Carolina. He's staying close, playing for Carolina. AJ Boy is a backup.
Yeah.
J.C. Horn came in and took his job, beat him.
Man.
I mean, he is the first round pick, but I mean that's a former Pro Bowler from Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Who is now on the bench. Who'll be the nickel corner for them. So that should be interesting.
I like that. J.C. Horn. I mean, I think he's gonna be solid. Jeremy Chin. Jeremy Chin's a really good safety. Dante Jackson's a really good corner. What's the over/under on Carolina?
So Carolina's over/under is 7.5.
Man, that's tough. That is tough.
It's key. The key is quarterback. I mean, how does Sam Darnold do?
Yeah,
because they got McCaffrey. McCaffrey can run the ball.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, Sam just sometimes he just looks shaky, man. He just gets nervous and he gets scared, and he just does dumb, really stupid things. I mean, their week 1 matchup is against the Jets. I got the Jets winning that game. I'm telling you, I got the Jets winning that game. I'm going under. New
York is going to go crazy. Could you imagine if Darnold goes nuts and throws for 300 yards, throws 5 touchdowns, and New York will be sitting there like, now you want to play?
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. No, I'm telling you. I mean, I'm hoping Sam does well, but I'm definitely going under the 7.5. What you got?
7.5. That is, I mean, they got a tough schedule. Yes, I'm looking under too.
Yeah,
because the class is going to be. I mean, Saints and Bucks, definitely Bucks. Saints can beat them twice too, depending on the quarterback play. And I mean, Carolina, it's all going to come down on Darnold, because you know that Christian McCaffrey. I mean, he's got weapons between McCaffrey, between Moore, between Robbie Marshall. He's got weapons. I mean, Sam, and then he's got a good offensive line. It's just going to come down to Sam. How is he going to play?
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the Panthers' schedule, I can count their wins on my hand. This is just coming from me. I think they can probably beat Philadelphia. They can beat the Texans. They have potential to beat the Vikings. They possibly could split with Atlanta, possibly. And then shoot, man. I mean, the Dolphins. I mean, I don't see them beating anybody else.
Dolphins are strong. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see them beating anybody
it's
else.
Tough.
Right? Yeah. I mean, that could be a potential bet for the year for our bettors out there. I mean, under on the Carolina Panthers win, but the 7.5. All right. So that extra half. I mean, if you get it in now,
I'll have a more in-depth answer for you after they play the Steelers this week. The Steelers Dwayne Haskins is starting this game, so we'll see how they do against Haskins.
But they ain't playing no starters though. That's the thing. They ain't playing
that's all backups, but it might be Haskins' coming out party against Carolina.
I mean, yeah, backups against backups. I mean,
Haskins
we'll see
versus Will Greer, West Virginia's own.
Oh man,
Will fighting to stay on board in Carolina. So
I ain't gonna lie to you. Will Greer made me a lot of money when he was in college. Keyword college. West Virginia was definitely about that money.
Oh yeah,
you know. But
so he's the third quarterback in Carolina. So we'll see.
Yeah. Let's move on, man. Let's close out with the Tampa Bay. You know, my world champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Because they gave these towels away. These better than the terrible towels, brother. These say world champion. Please. You feel me? World champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They gave them away at the game, man, because it was so fucking hot out there. What is your opinion on the Bucs this upcoming season?
They're going to be good. They got everybody back. So we'll see. I mean, this year they're going to be the hunted. So that's going to be the key because everybody's going to be gunning for them as the champion. So they'll have a great start at getting Dallas game 1. So that's going to be an ultimate party down in Tampa. Bringing the banner down. And, I mean, it's still minus 6.5. That's a nice bet. Tampa minus 6.5 versus Dallas on banner night because typical history has been banner night has been a blowout for the home team who is hanging up the banner. Yeah. So so they'll get off to a good start.
Oh, you must have cut out
over the 11.5. I think based on their schedule. Yeah, I would take over 11.5.
Yeah, I mean for the Bucs, I'll give it to you, Bucs fans. So, like I said, it's probably gonna be another. I'm gonna have another individual show where I'm gonna talk about it, but I'm gonna try to cover as much as I can for you guys without leading you on too long. So for the Bucs, man, when I look at the Bucs roster, you bring everybody back, right? You got Tom Brady. What Tom does for this team and this offense, man.
Remember that they had no injuries last year. I mean, that is the greatest luck ever. They went through the season. And
no injuries. COVID didn't really affect them. I mean, keep this in mind for our bettors and our fans out here. COVID is a factor this season. These unvaccinated players and the fans and the way they're cracking down now. I'm telling you, sometimes you might have to wait to put your bets in on certain games until the day of. Because what if the guy tests positive? What if Tom Brady tests positive?
Or misses a test like right? He didn't test positive, but he took a test at a different location, and so get out because I'm vaccinated.
Yeah, I mean, so for the Bucs, man, I'll keep it 100 with you. I mean, they're gonna be to me they're one of the best teams in the league. I don't want to beat my chest and pound my chest with a 2020 Super Bowl world champions. You know, this is a new season, you know, but we got a lot of talent on this team. I mean, you got Tom Brady at quarterback. We had Lofa Tatupu on a few episodes ago. Listen to that episode when he was talking about Tom and what he does. This guy will hit you in the nuts 1,000 times if it works. I'm telling you, when we were talking about what Lofa throwing the ball to the flats. That's so annoying, man. I'm telling you, for these linebackers, they want to get depth for these slant routes and these curl routes, and Tom's throwing flats to Leonard Fournette or Ronald Jones can't catch. He can run the ball, but man cannot catch. You know,
they added the guy from Cincinnati. What's his name? Bernard.
Yeah, Giovanni, but they took
he could catch.
Now that's why they brought him in. I mean, now Ronald Jones dropped some passes that probably could have went for 20, 30 yards. Yeah. And I was upset. I'm pretty sure Bucs fans were upset. So the ones that know what I'm talking about, Ronald Jones can't catch. He's a really good running back, though. In the backfield, like I said, you got Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones. Your receiving core is A1, probably the best receiving core in the league with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, in my opinion, who I'm telling you, this is if I don't play fantasy, Antonio Brown is going to be a steal, man. I wouldn't be surprised if Antonio Brown is a top 5 receiver in the league this season. Having a full off season under Tom and Byron Leftwich and this offense, you know, Tom does like to spread the wealth, but his connection with Antonio Brown is electric. You can see it. I even saw it at the game. Those guys just talking on the sidelines all the time and following each other around on the fucking sidelines.
And Godwin on a franchise tag, so he's going to be motivated.
Yeah, Godwin on a franchise tag. I think Godwin sticks around as long as Tom sticks around, because I think after Tom's gone, they're probably going to be like, okay, we'll draft, you know, or they might bring in a Scotty Miller or Tyler Johnson, one of those guys to step up. But, yeah, I mean, your offense, you got Rob Gronkowski. Your O-line, I don't want to go into great detail. Ali Marpet's great. Ryan Jensen's great at center. Cap is really good. And Tristan Wirfs is a great pickup. The best tackle in the draft. I do not know why the Giants passed on him for Andrew Thomas. I'm happy they did, though. But now the big question mark, I talk about the guy a lot on the show. Donovan Smith. Donovan Smith, man, he was killing me. Week 1 through 17, the guy sucked. The guy sucked, Z. I mean, I'm telling you, like, the Bears game, he almost got Tom killed. He almost got Tom Brady killed in that Bears game. It was so ugly. We ended up losing that game. There was some other – he just gives up a sack a game. And they're bad sacks. They're like sacks where he doesn't get off the ball. He doesn't kick step. He doesn't get back. You beat him on certain rushes. But then in the playoffs, you go up against Chase Young. And I'm pretty sure the Bucs looks like they made adjustments, though. They were helping them with 3-step drop. They were.
I know they had history because both are from Maryland. So Donovan Smith's from Owing Mills, and then they had history in college, Ohio State, Penn State.
Oh yeah.
And then they've got. I mean, of course, Donovan Smith is much older, but they basically live right around the corner or grew up in the same area.
Pretty much. I mean, Maryland has a lot of ballers, man. See, a lot of our guys go away. They don't stay and go to university. If all the Maryland players or Virginia players stayed and went to Virginia Tech, University of Maryland, University of Virginia, I'm telling you, we'll give these guys a run for their money, you know? Even Stephen Diggs. I mean, guys like that. But, I mean, for the Bucs, their offense is going to be great. Keep Tom upright. That's the key. Keep Tom upright. The defense was very underrated, man. I mean, Bucs fans, I mean, they don't think we're for real, man. I mean, our defense is one of the best. When you look at our defensive line, you got Ndamukong Suh, who's not what he was, but he's really good. Vita Vea, who, in my opinion, is one of, to me, he's the top 5 D tackle in the league. He puts everybody in place. And I'm going to say this now, because I don't want to spend too much time on it, but one of the reasons why the Bucs struggled once Vita Vea went out and Shaq Barrett didn't have a down season, and JPP and those guys, Vita Vea wasn't taking on those double teams. Shaq Barrett didn't have his same season because Vita Vea was not taking on those double teams. Look at the playoffs. Look at the Super Bowl. Look what Shaq Barrett did. Look what JPP did. Vita Vea was pushing that pocket, double team. You have to double team Vea. You have to. You know, and Ndamukong Suh at this point in his career, you don't have to. But, you know, it puts everybody in place. It allows those one-on-one matchups around the edge with JPP and Shaq. So those guys are great. And then Devin White, you know, I got my man's shirt on. You know, get live 45, baby. Hey, you know, he's one of the people are calling him the best linebacker in the league already. You know, some people, not all, you know, I don't think he's the best in the league. I think he has still some instinctive plays that he has to catch up on. He's not really instinctive. He's instinctive, but I don't think he's like to the best level. He has incredible athleticism and speed. And as fast as he is, he's not great in pass coverage. He's really good, but not great. But he's a great blitzer. And then you got Levante David, who, in my opinion, is still one of the best linebackers in the league. Got paid. Secondary, I'll start off. I'll get it out right now. Carlton Davis, like I always point out my man. Like I said, I just point out my weak spots. He is a weak spot to me. My man, he does play sticky coverage sometimes. Like, if you look at that Green Bay game when Marquez, Valdez, Scantling, he smoked dude. I'm telling you, like on long pass plays, you got to get some guys. You got to get that guy some help because he's too slow. Can't run with these guys, man. He cannot run with these guys. He's a zone corner. He's a big guy. He gets his hands on people. He does well against like a big guy like a Michael Thomas and some of these other receivers. But for these quick guys, Sean Murphy Bunting, Jamel Dean, those guys are gonna have to really step up, and they did a great job last season. And then we got Antoine Winfield Jr., Our safety, hard hitting guy. He saved a lot of plays. He made a lot of plays, saved a lot of touchdowns, covers a lot of ground. His dad used to play for the Vikings?
Yeah, Bills, Vikings.
Yeah, Bills, Vikings. He was long career, former All-Pro.
Ohio State legend.
Yeah, Ohio State legend, But yeah, Antoine Winfield Jr., man, he's a really solid guy, really good safety. Bucks have everything in place, man. So, Z, what's the over-under for the Bucks this season?
Bucks over-under 11.5.
11.5, man. Let me take a quick look at the Bucks schedule.
So they won 11 last year.
And they won 11 last year, and
I think it's over.
Yeah, let me see. Dallas, Atlanta. I mean, you got Dallas.
You're adding an extra game, so I can see them winning 12.
Yeah, I'll definitely take the over. I mean, we're playing teams like the Jets. We play the Bills, play the Colts, who have no quarterback. We play the Giants. The Giants played us tough. Giants, have a solid defense. You got Washington I will be at that game. For the games that I'm looking at going to, taking COVID out of account, I'm looking to go to the Washington game. I'm looking to take a trip up to New York to see them against the Jets. I'm going to the night game in Philly, probably on a Thursday night. Going to Philly, man. That fans in that stadium, you feel me?
They just let you know they have a jail cell in that stadium for a reason.
Yeah. I mean those fans are crazy, man.
Although I did go to a Steeler game once in Philly, and so they were. I had a pleasant time.
It depends on where you're at, though. I'm telling you, if you run into those guys, like what the hell are you doing here?
Now,
man?
The weird thing of Philly, they didn't have parking. I had to park across the street in what looked like a public park, and so all the parking in the stadium was for season ticket holders. You don't know that if you don't know their rules. So I was driving around looking for parking. And I stopped and asked the cop, I'm like, where am I supposed to park? And he was like, well, as a season ticket holder, you have to park across the street. It was a dark night. It looked like a public park. I parked in the park and had to walk across with decked out in Steeler gear.
You could have got mugged. Oh my God, that's a recipe for disaster, man. You by yourself?
Only I had my friend was with me, so
yeah. Who with you? You broke up. You said who was with you?
Oh yeah. Oh, my lady at the time.
Oh, okay. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Oh my God. You ran into the yeah.
So I was like, let's speed up our pace walking across the street to get to the stadium. And it was a fun experience. I mean, the fans treated us well, so I went in there expecting the worst, but there were so many Steeler fans there that the Steelers travel well. You're amongst family, so you never feel out of place. Yeah. But I enjoyed it. Cheesesteaks, great. I love Philly.
Oh yeah, Philly. Yeah, Philly's cool. Philly's solid. I'm just letting some people know, for the real green people that don't know what's going on, think you can just walk into Philly, smiling and grinning. No, you got to put on a scowl, okay? But yeah. So what you said, 11.5? I'll take them over, man. I'll take the over with the Bucks. I'm telling you, Bucks fans, man. That Rams game was it week 3? Week 3, that's a big game. The Rams, it's a horrible matchup for us. It's a horrible matchup, and they got a new quarterback. And we saw with Jared Goff. Jared Goff almost threw for 400 yards on us in Tampa last year. Jared Goff. You know what I mean? With everybody nobody was hurt. Only person hurt was Vita Vea, which is a huge piece. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I mean that, and now they got Matt Stafford, who's a significant upgrade. But if for Bucks fans, our real comp man in the NFC, I'm gonna say it over and over again, the Rams. I know my neighbor's listening. He's a huge 49ers fan, man. So the San Francisco 49ers are tough. I still got the Rams winning the division, but the 49ers are going to be tough. I'm telling you. I know you're like, what are you talking about? But this is the same team that went to the Super Bowl. They got their defense, and they got Kyle Shanahan calling the plays, and then Washington. I have high hopes for Washington. I just don't think they have enough for us. And then Green Bay, it's just a matter of Aaron Rodgers wants to play or not, and wants to make guys look good. Yeah. But yeah, man. I mean, let's close. I think we got a few bets, man. I mean, college football is among us, and then Z, man. I mean, I know you got a monstrous baseball bet you've been killing. Oh my god.
Yeah, so I've been fading the Orioles. They've lost 19 in a row. Been playing the Angels
19 in a row. If you haven't picked up on that, I don't know nothing about baseball. Z wakes up and says, "Hey, look, fade the Orioles today," and I do it
every day.
I don't ask no questions. I don't ask no questions. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, so ride the wave until you lose. So just keep fading the Orioles. That is a run to the end of the season. So the season goes all the way to the end till beginning of October. So there's plenty of more games. They play every day. So just keep riding it. Fade the Orioles every day. Fade the Orioles and can get you a nice bankroll.
How do you lose that many fucking games straight?
It's an embarrassment.
Did they have no hitters? Like
they struggle.
Or they're pitching.
Their pitching struggles, no timely hitting, a lot of young players making mental errors, and stupid mistakes, and they always find a way to lose. And so they always make it interesting because they battle. They don't lay down and quit. They'll battle, but they always find a way to do something dumb to lose the game at the end of the game, every game for a month. And so keep riding.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for me, man, I mean, like I said, college football is among us. Probably next week's show, like a Thursday or Friday show, whenever we put it out, give you a little bit more of insight. That'll be the big week. But for the games this upcoming week, you do got some college football games Saturday. So football is among us. Real football. Oh,
yeah. Finally.
Yeah, so, I mean, a game I'm looking at, and I really like, the spread's going to be crazy, but I think they cover, is Fresno State. They're like minus 28. And the thing is, that's how college football is. If you've never betted college football, some of these games are going to be minus 40. I'm like, how do you get minus 40? These teams score 90 points, 80, 90 points sometimes. They run up the score on people in college football. So, but I like Fresno State. Fresno State always puts out a good program, solid program. They're playing, UConn, Connecticut. Connecticut historically sucks. They don't get good talent. Fresno State, for the guys that don't know, is one of those schools that great players go to when they can't qualify, really, or they're hard on luck, or they get cut for whatever reason, or they get caught smoking weed. You know what I mean? They're one of those teams. They get a lot of talented guys. But yeah, so I would say look at that game, and then because the spread's so high, I would also say look at Nebraska. I like Nebraska over Illinois, even though it's going to be Illinois in Illinois. They have what is the guy? Former Bucks coach, Greg Schiano, who's the head coach now. College football is really all about recruiting. His name alone gets guys to go there now. I mean, he was a former, coach. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Rutgers. And they played during the week. But no, Nebraska, they're a really solid team. I forgot what they got. Scott Frost. I'm sorry. Scott Frost, really solid coach, but they play in the Big Ten. They don't lose. They don't win against the big teams, things like that. I like their program. I like their program going up against Illinois. Now, against Penn State.
So Illinois is getting 7 points at home. That might be
the plus money. Yeah, I'm talking about taking.
Just taking the plus 7 points.
Yeah, the plus 7. Yeah, the plus at 7. Home? If I had to pick, I would probably take them plus 7. But I like Illinois. I'm talking about like money line.
Money line. Yeah.
I like Nebraska money line to win that one. That's one of my bets. I like that, and then I also like UTEP. UTEP the same night, 9:30. They're gonna blow out New Mexico. I like easy money, man. I think that's a good money line bet. I mean, parlay that with a Nebraska, or I know we don't talk about it much.
See, UConn's trip. I mean, their trip from UConn all the way to California to play that game. That just the trip itself is a haul.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's we'll see. But like I said, this is real college football. I mean, those are the games that are on. So like I said, look at Nebraska with the money line, Fresno State, and then UTEP. I really like UTEP. UTEP, for people that know, has a really solid offense. They put up a lot of points. And then I just don't think New Mexico could really hang with them. But hey, man, that concludes our show. Next show we'll be having next Monday, this upcoming Monday. We'll have a special guest, former NBA star, played with the Utah Jazz, played with the Chicago Bulls, guard / small forward. Ronnie Brewer is going to be joining us. Going to be talking about his NBA career. He's now coaching at Arkansas, an assistant coach for them. He was a higher flyer, really good. He had a great, really solid NBA career, man. Former first-round pick, right, Z?
Yes.
Yeah, former first-round pick, played defense, both ends of the floor. He's played against Kobe, LeBron, all your faves. We're going to talk about who's the toughest to guard while talking about his NBA career and what he's doing now. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Leave some comments. The comments are doing great. We're almost at 200 subscribers. I just checked that out, man. So congrats. Like I said, the channel's growing, man. The channel is really growing.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for your support, man. Because I'm telling you, this is what a lot of these guys, these guests, when they come on, they want to see. They want to see the support, the comments, what they're saying, whether it's good or bad. I mean, I'm just saying, don't say it's nothing too bad. You know what I mean? I see y'all in the comment section. Some of y'all need to chill out. And we got a lot of women in here. So for the ladies, I mean, hey, good turnout. You know what I mean?
We appreciate you. We definitely appreciate you.
Yeah,
thank you for the support.
Thank you as always. But like I said, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube page, hit the like button, subscribe, keep growing, share the episodes. And like I said, the sky's the limit. You never know who's going to be joining us. All right? But we'll get out of here. Take it easy. And we'll see you next show. Peace.